debunks, and welcome to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle news, The Bend Show. I am your host, Rebecca Wanner, a.k.a. Beck. We say this each week. We do love hearing from all of you, your comments, stories, ideas. Get a hold of us anytime. Call or text 305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363. Or you can always drop an email to bendradioshow@gmail.com. Right along, as always, is my producer and co-host, Jeff Tigger Erhardt.
You know, there's nothing like trying to put together a radio program, and then you look out the window, and walking down your driveway are two little miniature ponies. And you're like, what?
And our big geldings, our ranch horses,
And
are
they were losing their mind.
What do we do with these?
And our brave border collie was scared of them, and doesn't like them. But yeah, there's nothing like all of a sudden you look out, and here's two little mini ponies just walking down the driveway.
Yeah, little paints, trotting on down.
Yeah.
And then I go out to check on them. I wanted to see how friendly they were. Could I maybe get a halter on them? And
I was thinking there is no way. Nothing against anybody that's got a little mini pony, but the ones that I've been around, they're mean little buggers. And I did not think that you were going to be able to get anywhere close to them, and you just walked right up and scratched one, and I thought, I'll be gall dang. And then walked up to the other one, scratched one, I'll be gall dang. And then you thought, I'm going to try to put a halter on him. I'll be gall dang. Put a halter on him, and
you can call me the horse whisperer.
the pony whisperer. But no, you're not getting a mini pony.
Well, what's also funny in this story, by the way, that just happened was I then led them to the neighbors who I believe own them, only to end up bringing home the ponies because the neighbors weren't home.
Yeah,
and
our one neighbor is just like literally right over the hill from us. Yeah.
And then not only did I bring home 2 ponies, I came home with 14 wild turkeys that also decided to follow along.
That's what happens sometimes. So.
Well, first off, I want to say, we're well into rifle hunting season in a lot of different areas. And I wanted to give a quick shout out. I spent opening weekend hunting with my brother Justin and his son Kale. We did not harvest anything, but we took it as a great opportunity to just enjoy glassing, scouting for deer. Could have we filled our tags? Absolutely. But we were trying to how do I say this? Imprint on my nephew the importance of you have to be able to enjoy seeing what's there. And I just wanted to bring that up. It was a really special time. And then also a quick shout out to our nephew Blue. He had a big milestone birthday this week, and he just happened to also take down a cow elk out in Montana.
Okay, I seen the Snapchat, but I didn't have the volume turned up, so I didn't know what was going on. So he did fill his tag in Montana.
Yes, he
okay,
did.
Good for him.
So now back to what's going on in our place is Tigger is sitting across from me with one wing down. We'll put it that way. He had shoulder surgery back on Wednesday, and you are running with one hand. Thankfully, though, it's not your dominant hand.
Yeah, and you don't realize how much you use 2 hands to do stuff until you take one away.
And Tigger's learning how nice he has to be to me.
Oh, like little things like, all right, trying to dry off when you get out of the shower.
Okay, that is whoa. Yeah. It's not working out for him. You can ask him. Send him a text.
I do have a question for everyone out there, and that is like Netflix series, streaming series, Prime series, Hulu, Disney, all these other ones, because I've been laid up. I've been going stir crazy. And
he's only a few days into this.
Yeah, this is going to drive me absolutely nuts. So we need some recommendations of what are y'all binge watching out there? What is the latest and the greatest? Now, we've been through Peaky Blinders.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through Prison Break. Well,
yes.
Not quite all the way through. We just kind of are getting bored at the end of season 4. We're like, come on, something's got to happen here.
What was the Viking show that had Uhtred? We've done that one.
Oh, Kingdom.
Yeah, that was great.
That was fantastic. And we've watched those like the Vikings. We watched that one. And I'm not talking this Downtown Abbey deal. I don't want to watch that.
That's okay. I've watched it
I don't want to watch the Crown. I don't want to watch that.
There is one that I think you need to watch because I've already binge watched it probably 3 times, and I think you need to. And
The Office.
No, not The Office.
Which I love The Office, but we don't get it because we have. Oh, by the way, we have Netflix and Prime. Just FYI.
I want you to sit down while you are recuperating and watch Breaking Bad. That's the one I've been wanting you to really watch all these years.
You've been after me with that one to start that one. Okay, so what was the other one that I watched one episode and you liked? Who was in it? Was it Jason Bateman? Was it
The Ozarks?
No, the Ozarks.
Ozarks is good too.
I watched the first episode and I was out. I was bored. So it's one of those.
So help us out, all right? We're a house divided, trying to find something that Tigger can watch and I can handle him watching.
And I don't want the Abby one, whatever that is. I don't understand it. Don't want to watch it. Or The Crown.
You know, if nothing else, I will just fill your watch list with all kinds of Hallmark movies, honey.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Help the guy out. Send us a text, 305-900-2363, or send us an email, bendradioshow@gmail.com. Also, this time of year, let's change gears. Florida, it's that time of year again when chilly temps don't just have people reaching for jackets, and falling iguana season has officially arrived in Florida, and they've got iguanas dropping from trees, if you haven't seen the news lately. As temperatures dip into the 40s and even 30s, we've talked about this before, but people tend to forget. Green iguanas, which can grow up to, by the way, 5 feet long and weigh more than 15 pounds, they go into kind of a cold shock, and their bodies slow down, they stiffen up, and sometimes they lose their grip and, yes, fall. But most of them, just so you know, they're not dead. They do wake back up once the sun warms things up again. Experts estimate, by the way, there are hundreds of thousands of iguanas across South Florida, from Miami all the way up the Treasure Coast. They're not native to the state, originally from Central and South America, and are considered an invasive species that causes millions in damage each year by digging up seawalls, eating native plants, and taking over neighborhoods. So, if you see a few frozen lizards on your fall or winter visits to Florida, don't panic. It's just another quirky Florida moment. And remember, they are stunned, and a large iguana can still bite.
So they literally just flop out of a tree?
Yes.
So do they land on their feet like a cat?
No, they just lay on their backs. From all the photos I've looked at, can you imagine coming up on a 5-foot-long iguana with those long claws, and he's just lying there playing dead? But really, as soon as he warms up, or they say that even when they're kind of stunned, especially the big ones, be careful because they could still claw or bite you.
Haven't they talked about this on the national news too? Didn't we see this?
Yeah, they actually had some warnings earlier last week.
A falling iguana warning.
Yes, it's
not
legit.
It's not a watch, y'all. It's a warning.
And I looked into this. It actually affects into southern parts of Georgia too. I didn't know about that because I always hear about this and laugh every year I hear about it in Florida.
We never have fun like that where we're at. It's just the neighbors' little mini ponies. That's the extent of our fun. We don't have falling iguanas or anything cool like that where we're at.
Speaking of watching the skies, when we come back, the old wives' tales of winter weather debunked? Possibly. The Ben Show will be back right after this. This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
Is there that particular pair of boots or that shirt or pair of jeans that you just can't find anywhere else? Check out Medora Boot and Western Wear. Medora Boot and Western Wear is the go-to for boots, jeans, especially jackets, and even those hard-to-find accessories that make perfect gifts. Check out medoraboot.com, or better yet, give Kim a call at 701-623-1005 and tell Kim that Tigger and Beck sent you. For the latest in Western and outdoor practical and fashionable wear, there is only one, Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Get ready for this, an unforgettable experience at Cattlemen's Week 2025 annual pheasant hunt hosted by Jorgensen Land and Cattle. November 20th through the 23rd at the Lazy J Grand Lodge in Ideal, South Dakota. Enjoy world-class pheasant hunting while building connections and sharing insights with fellow cattlemen, women, and industry professionals. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or brand new to the sport, there's something for everyone. Register online at ranchchannel.com or jorgensenfarms.com. Mark your calendars for Cattlemen's Week 2025. Camaraderie, conversation, and pheasant hunting at its finest. Welcome back to the Ben Show. Those old wives' tales about predicting the weather or what kind of weather is in store for us, from spider webs to caterpillars to rain after a fog, you name it. But is there any truth to these tales of climate prediction that we have all heard? This is where we bring in KX News Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller.
But now let's talk about some of this folklore. Let's have a little fun with it. The one that I've seen the most has been that little caterpillar, right? Where if the wider the brown band in the middle of the woolly bear caterpillar, that's what it is. The milder the winter will be. And I know we can't put any stock in that, but what's your thoughts?
This is increasingly becoming a topic that I've become very passionate about. I consider myself a truth teller. Like, everybody has to put themselves into this false dichotomy of I'm either this or I'm that, whether it's politics or something. It's like, once you pick your team, you are on that team. And it's just, no, like, let's stop with the crap, quite frankly, and get to the truth. The point of all of these discussions, whether it's a political debate or a weather debate, should get to the truth, not to be right. It should be to get what is correct. And whether it's the caterpillar or some of the other ones that we'll get into, I am here to tell you unequivocally, with 100% confidence, the color of the caterpillar has nothing to do with what your winter is going to look like. Wouldn't it be nice if we could use the caterpillar or the this or the that to help determine what the weather is going to be? If you see a caterpillar with 2 brown stripes or 3 brown stripes, or his face is brown, or his butt is brown, or his middle is brown, you just found a caterpillar whose butt is brown. Congratulations.
Right, exactly, right?
There's one probably in a tree 10 feet away where the whole darn thing is brown. So you just happen to stumble upon that one. Cool. But that is not a precursor to whatever kind of winter you're going to see.
But they're kind of fun, when you have those conversations. This is one my mom brought up, and she was adamant. I mean, legitimately adamant about this, because she said, I've been seeing these really large spider webs. I'm seeing them a lot earlier, and they're a lot bigger. You know what that means is that it's going to be a really cold, hard winter. And I had never heard that one before, but she was just dead set that that's what's going to happen.
The one that people have been dead set on, where in their rebuttals to me, it almost gets personal, is the one about 30 or 90 days from now.
There you go. The fog one, right? Yeah.
That one is the one that I've gotten at least 15 times in my time here. And let's kind of go through this step by step. So I've heard so many different, what the fable is or whatever, that in and of itself, to me, crumbles the whole idea. Is this constant moving of the goalposts of what the saying is. It's 30 days or it's 60 days.
I heard 90 days. I heard 90 days. That's my goalpost. I heard 90 days after a fog that you would get significant rain or snow.
So here's how it's moved. So I hear 90 days more than any other time frame, but what they use to convince themselves that it's real is it's give or take a week of that 90 day mark. So you're saying give or take. That means the week before and the week after. Well, hell, if you're giving me a 2-week window where it's going to rain or snow, well, yes, it's going to rain or snow. I don't know how many times in the entire history of North Dakota we've gone 2 weeks without rain or snow anywhere in the state. So if that's your barometer for causation and correlation, then you're going to put a check mark next to it every single time. Here's an example of the distinction here. I can make up a stat or go into the database, whatever. and say that NDSU football, right? They're 64-2 when playing at home when it's colder than 40 degrees outside in the last decade. Then you can sit there and say, oh, well, they play really great in the cold. Guess what? They play in a dome. Whether it's cold or not outside has
Right.
nothing to do with how they're playing on the field. But if you're going to make that correlation, you can sit there and say, oh, yeah, you can convince yourself that they play well when it's cold outside. They're going to win today, but they play in the dome. There is no relationship whatsoever. And, weather patterns come and go. When you have a hurricane come into Louisiana or Florida or wherever, 90 days later, the ramifications, weather-wise, of that hurricane are long gone. 90 days ago or so, we had that derecho. The lingering weather pattern that caused that derecho, it doesn't still exist. There's no relationship between weather 30 or 60 or 90 days ago and right now. There just simply isn't. And the fact that, back to my first point, that the goalposts keep getting stretched of, well, if it rains within 2 weeks of 90 days, it means it's because of the fall. Well, it's going to rain in a 2 week span, every 2 week span somewhere in the state. But it doesn't mean it's because it was foggy on August 14th or whenever.
So in your position, were you aware of this, that when we introduced you here a couple months ago and learned about your back history and how you got passionate about weather and meteorology and particularly in agriculture too, which we appreciate, did you ever think, and were you ever prepared that people were just going to come up to you on the street and engage with you as if they've known you forever and sometimes get in arguments and everything, but literally you go to get groceries and you're going to get cornered by somebody wanting to have an argument or a discussion about the weather, and you just got to smile and be nice, Kenny, because you're on TV. You got to do that.
Like my mom always taught me never discuss religion and politics, and weather's becoming another one you have to add to the checklist.
Yeah,
and,
you do.
I think the way to break that down, a lot of people, and I would even argue rightfully so, have a distrust of scientists. And there's been other fields of science where some expert, some scientist has been proven to be incorrect. I get why people are always skeptical. This is a passion of mine. I love the weather because I want people to understand how it works to the best of our ability. My job is to tell you what the truth is, and you can go from there. And, I think that's the biggest thing. And, there's a difference between understanding how the weather works and forecasting the weather. If I could get into a crystal ball and predict the future, I would run through the NFL spreadsheet every single Sunday and go 16-0 and be a multimillionaire by now.
Yep.
I cannot. I can look at models and look at trends and look at biases within all of this climatological data and give you a probability of what may or may not happen in the future. So if I go on TV and say there's a 70% chance it's going to rain, that comes with the caveat there's a 30% chance that it won't. If you go into a sports bet thing and you bet the 70% odds every single time, guess what? You're not going to be right 100% of the time. It's just the way it works. And with a lot of these different situations, there's like 15 different scenarios, right, that I could conceivably see happen. The one you see on TV in the 3.5 minutes that I have to give you the weather is the one that I think has the highest probability. But there might be a scenario that's just behind that you don't quite see on TV because it's a time thing and all that kind of stuff. So I think the point that I'm trying to capture here is it's probability. It's not a guarantee. That's the forecasting aspect. But the understanding how the weather works, that's a whole different ballgame. There's no probability or scenarios. It's cut and dry of, yep, this is real. No, this is not real.
KX News Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller. We are friends with a lot of different meteorologists, and I guarantee every one of you listening probably follows 1, 2, or 3 meteorologists in your area on social media. to try to see some different weather. And by golly, do these guys and gals throw themselves to the wolves sometimes. I mean, people can just get downright ornery commenting if they get the weather wrong, like Kenny was talking about, or something doesn't turn out right.
I do feel bad for these because all those keyboard warriors, I hate to call you that, you guys are not you guys. I shouldn't say you directly, but there are many individuals that feel safe behind their computer or
And
on their cell
they
phone.
will just rip them a new one.
They're mean.
I
That's
know.
all I can say.
I know,
So-
and we've had some of them just say, hey, if you're going to come on and be nasty on this public page, we're just going to block you and things like that. So
Well,
you don't got to be that way.
I just want you to all keep in mind this is a profession. They chose to go into it. They're not a genie in a bottle. They're not going to have every answer. But I do believe they have our best interest at heart at the end of the day.
And you know what the take home is that Kenny Miller was talking about? It does not matter the color of the caterpillar's butt.
On that note, we're going to take a break. You're listening to The Ben Show. We'll be back right after this.
The hunt, the stories, the memories. This is Jake Fenrick with JB's Wildlife Designs. Let me capture and preserve that hunt, that story, that memory with a trophy mount to last you a lifetime. Look us up on Facebook at JB's Wildlife Designs to see samples of our taxidermy, and reach out at any time with any and all questions you may have. This is Jake Fenrick with JB's Wildlife Designs, wishing you and yours a safe and successful hunting season.
Get ready for this, an unforgettable experience at Cattlemen's Week 2025 annual pheasant hunt hosted by Jorgensen Land and Cattle. November 20th through the 23rd at the Lazy J Grand Lodge in Ideal, South Dakota. Enjoy world-class pheasant hunting while building connections and sharing insights with fellow cattlemen, women, and industry professionals. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or brand new to the sport, there's something for everyone. Register online at ranchchannel.com or jorgensenfarms.com. Mark your calendars for Cattlemen's Week 2025. Camaraderie, conversation, and pheasant hunting at its finest.
Hey guys and gals, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV travels the back roads to the backwaters in pursuit of the ultimate adventure in hunting and fishing. Join Team UOA every week for exciting action in the crosshairs of the outdoors. Catch Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and make sure to follow Team UOA on Facebook and Instagram to share in the ultimate outdoor adventure.
Welcome back to the Ben Show. From ashes to artifacts, history rises again in Ohio. According to Fox News, what began as tragedy has turned into a remarkable archaeological discovery in Troy, Ohio. Beneath the charred remains of the Overfield Tavern Museum, archaeologists have uncovered thousands of artifacts, from 19th century coins to prehistoric tools, revealing layers of American history long buried under its floorboards.
So this is like real Indiana Jones stuff going on.
Yes,
All
right here in the
Very
U.S. The Overfield Tavern, built in 1808 and once serving as both a courthouse and inn, was gutted by a devastating fire in December of 2024. But amid the ashes, excavators from Ohio Valley Archaeology Incorporated discovered over 4,500 artifacts, including an 1817 and 1846 coin, fragments of pottery, and a mysterious limestone foundation believed to be part of a 19th century ice house or root cellar. Chris Manning, the executive director of the Overfield Tavern Museum, says the recovery effort has provided invaluable insights into early life on the Ohio frontier. He went on to say, "We even found prehistoric artifacts much older than the tavern itself." The museum, listed on the National Register of Historic Places, plans to reopen in 2027 after full restoration, with select artifacts to be showcased for the public. The discovery has drawn national attention, paralleling recent digs in Pennsylvania that uncovered remnants of an even older 1725 tavern. Now, if that doesn't have you thinking about Indiana Jones, it's going to have you want to watch that movie, National Treasure. Next, City life meets mountain adventure at University of Colorado Denver's campus, where students are embracing Colorado's wild side through the university's adventure program. This fall, students took to the Chief Mountain Trail near Idaho Springs, just an hour from campus, enjoying blue skies, mountain views, and a true taste of Colorado's outdoor spirit. Beyond the guided hikes, this is what I find is really cool. The adventure program there offers gear rentals for camping, climbing, and snowshoeing, giving students, faculty, and staff easy access to nature without ever leaving the mile-high city. All right, so I checked out their website, by the way, and I think this is super cool because the gear rentals are legit gear we would actually use, those of us that enjoy going to the backcountry, and it's cheap. I think they can rent things for like $10 a piece, if that. So anyway, shout out University of Colorado, Denver. Keep it up. This is great stuff. And we're going to call this show wrapped for this week, folks. Remember, keep sending us in any questions you might have. If there's something spot-worthy for us to share, as well as your area's field reports. It's hunting season. We want to see the memories you are making. That number, again, you can call or text at any time, is 305-900-2363. Again, 305-900-2363. Or you can always email bendradioshow@gmail.com. And if you missed part of this episode or want to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and to the Ben Show YouTube channel. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along. And whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Wanner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend Show.